Understanding the power of tiny habits is crucial when discussing the broader theme of unlocking success through small incremental changes. At its core, the concept of tiny habits refers to the practice of making small, manageable changes to one's routine, which, over time, compound to produce significant results. The idea, popularized by behavior scientist Dr. BJ Fogg, suggests that by starting with minor tweaks in daily routines, individuals can create sustainable behavioral changes that lead to massive personal and professional growth. The power of tiny habits lies in their simplicity and their ability to bypass the brain's resistance to change by requiring minimal effort and willpower. The significance of tiny habits in the context of achieving success cannot be overstated. Tiny habits offer a clear, practical pathway to transformation without the overwhelm that often accompanies larger goals. By focusing on micro changes, individuals can maintain motivation and build consistency, which are key drivers of long-term success. This approach democratizes the process of self-improvement, making it accessible to anyone willing to start small. Real-world applications of tiny habits are evident in various domains. For example, consider the approach to fitness. Instead of committing to an hour at the gym, an individual might start with a single push-up whenever they open a new browser tab. Over time, this simple act can lead to greater fitness engagement and a healthier lifestyle. Another example could be in the realm of productivity. A person might adopt a tiny habit of writing just one sentence a day towards a book project. This small action reduces the intimidation factor and steadily progresses the project. Supporters of the tiny habits approach argue that it effectively leverages the science of behavior change. By capitalizing on positive reinforcement and habit stacking, where a new habit is tied to an existing automatic behavior, individuals can build complex behaviors with relative ease. Despite its advantages, there are potential challenges and criticisms associated with the tiny habits concept. Some argue that tiny habits may delay the pursuit of larger, more impactful changes, leading individuals to underestimate the effort required for significant transformations. Others may question the effectiveness of tiny habits in isolation, suggesting that they should complement larger, goal-oriented strategies rather than replace them. Ultimately, the concept of tiny habits serves as a foundational element for unlocking success by demonstrating how small, consistent actions can influence broader aspects of personal development and growth. By integrating tiny habits into larger strategies, individuals can create a robust framework for achieving their ambitions and fostering massive growth over time. The science behind habit formation is a fundamental concept in understanding how small behaviors can be transformed into significant achievements over time. Habit formation refers to the process by which new behaviors become automatic through repetition and consistent practice. At the core of this concept is the idea that our brains are wired to automate frequent actions, reducing the cognitive load and allowing us to focus energy on more complex tasks. This automaticity is achieved by creating cue routine reward loops, where a specific cue triggers the behavior, routine, followed by a reward, reinforcing the habit. Understanding the science of habit formation is crucial to unlocking success through tiny habits, as it provides a framework for intentionally building habits that align with our goals. The incremental nature of tiny habits ensures that they are manageable, preventing overwhelm and increasing the likelihood of long-term adherence. This strategy capitalizes on the compound effect, where consistent, small improvements culminate in substantial growth over time. One real-world application of habit formation can be observed in personal fitness. By starting with a tiny habit, such as committing to just 5 minutes of physical activity each day, individuals can gradually build this habit into a comprehensive fitness routine. Another example that in productivity, where incorporating a brief morning ritual, like planning the day with a to-do list, can significantly enhance personal efficiency and goal achievement over time. Both examples illustrate how tiny, consistent actions can lead to transformative outcomes when the underlying principles of habit formation are applied. Experts in behavioral psychology, such as BJ Fogg, advocate for this approach, emphasizing the ability to leverage small changes for broader personal development. However, challenges exist, such as overcoming initial resistance to change or lapses in motivation. Critics may argue that focusing solely on tiny habits might overlook the necessity for more substantial, immediate actions in certain situations. Additionally, the habit loop framework is sometimes seen as oversimplified, not accounting for complex behavioral influences like emotions or environmental factors. The science of habit formation is intricately linked to the larger theme of growth through tiny habits. It serves as the underlying mechanism that empowers individuals to effect meaningful change by integrating manageable actions into daily life, thereby laying the groundwork for massive growth. By understanding and applying these principles, individuals can strategically design their pathways to success, ensuring that each small step is a building block toward their ultimate objectives. Identifying and selecting effective tiny habits involves pinpointing small, actionable behaviors that can be consistently practiced and gradually integrated into daily routines, ultimately leading to significant personal or professional growth. Tiny habits are powerful because they leverage the principle of incremental change, allowing individuals to make substantial improvements without overwhelming themselves. By focusing on small, manageable actions, people can build a foundation for larger successes, creating momentum through sustained effort and gradual progress. The significance of identifying and selecting the right tiny habits lies in their ability to produce compounding benefits over time. Small actions might seem inconsequential alone, but when accumulated, they contribute to massive growth by embedding positive behaviors deeply into the fabric of one's life. This concept is central to unlocking success because it shifts the focus from drastic overhauls to achievable, consistent progress, making long-term success more attainable. Consider the example of someone aiming to improve their physical health. Instead of committing to an overwhelming regimen, they might start with a tiny habit of daily 5-minute walks. As this habit becomes ingrained, they can gradually increase their walking time or incorporate other healthy practices, ultimately leading to improved fitness and well-being. Another example is in the professional sphere, where an individual might start each workday by spending just 2 minutes organizing their desk. This small action can enhance focus and productivity over time, creating a more efficient work environment. Supporters of the tiny habits approach, like behavior scientist BJ Fogg, argue that the simplicity and scalability of tiny habits make them accessible and sustainable for everyone, regardless of their starting point. By removing the intimidation factor from self-improvement, tiny habits encourage more people to embark on growth journeys. However, potential challenges include the tendency to underestimate the impact of small changes or the patience required to see results. Some may argue that larger, more immediate actions yield quicker results, creating a debate between long-term sustainability and short-term gains. Critics might also question whether tiny habits alone are sufficient for achieving substantial transformation, suggesting that they should be combined with other strategies for optimal effectiveness. Selecting effective tiny habits connects to the broader theme of growth by laying the groundwork for sustained improvement. It underscores the importance of a strategic approach to self-improvement and emphasizes the power of consistency in transforming aspirations into reality. By influencing motivation and maintaining engagement, identifying and choosing the right tiny habits becomes a critical step in achieving massive growth. The concept of the compound effect, small changes leading to massive growth, revolves around the idea that minor, consistent actions, when performed over time, can lead to significant results. This principle asserts that these small habits, though seemingly inconsequential on their own, build momentum and aggregate to create exponential growth. It's about understanding that success doesn't necessarily come from a single monumental decision or event, but rather from modest adjustments and habits that accumulate over time. The significance of this point within the broader topic of unlocking success, how tiny habits create massive growth, cannot be overstated. It underscores the fundamental mechanism by which micro actions transform into macro results. For many, the notion that massive success is attainable via small, manageable changes is not only empowering, but also practical. It reframes success as something accessible. By maintaining daily positive actions, anyone can incrementally progress toward their goals. Take, for example, personal finance. Consider a person who decides to save an additional dollar a day. It seems negligible initially, but over a year, it amounts to $365. With interest or investment, these savings can grow significantly over time due to the compound effect. In a different realm, consider health and fitness. Implementing a simple daily routine of 10 push-ups might not seem transformative, but over a year, it results in over 3,600 push-ups. These small routines can lead to improved strength, health, and vitality. Several experts and authors advocate this idea. Darren Hardy, in his book, The Compound Effect, emphasizes that success is often the result of the small choices we make consistently. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, further elaborates on how tiny changes compound to produce remarkable results over time. However, challenges to embracing this concept do exist. One potential controversy is the patience required to witness and results. In an age of instant gratification, the discipline to stick with small habits without immediate payoff can be daunting. Additionally, some critics argue that systemic barriers or inequalities may prevent even the most disciplined individuals from experiencing such growth. Despite these challenges, the compound effect influences other aspects of the main topic by reinforcing the power of consistency and patience in pursuing success. It ties into themes of discipline, resilience, and strategic planning. By recognizing and applying the principles of the compound effect, individuals are better positioned to unlock their potential, emphasizing that success is most often the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out.